Facebook group. I want that to be clear.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we'll go with the game, I guess.
All right. We got a ZVZ, Aspidistra versus AUXdaFox.
This one should be pretty back and forth, I think. All right, in the top right, playing the blue Zerg, we've got AUXdaFox.
And in the top left, the red Zerg, Aspidistra. I think we're going to see some high-octane games. Definitely some Ling Baneling. It's a big map, a lot of space, so we may even see the Nidus if one of them's feeling, you know, a little bit antsy, a little bit hyphy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think at least one of these games we're gonna see some cheese from one of these guys. More likely AUXdaFox and Aspidistra, but I think we'll see something. I remember I forget who Aux was playing, but in a ZVZ, Aux has tried to go for the gas drone thing where you get all the drones in one and then you just Trojan horse it. And Aux just likes, you know, a few kind of weird, cheesy plays. But so far, it's looking pretty normal. Fast expand.
Pretty standard. Nothing, you know, terribly, you know, special here. Starting off with that second base, and then we're probably going to see, depending. I mean, I've seen some Zergs go for 3 hatch before pool. Like, that's very special, and I don't think works at all levels of play, but, you know, we can see it. And here's I mean, everything's going to look, it's like a mirror, right? Everything's like a mirror in this matchup until there's like that single event where you're like, okay, I'm going to go Banelings, or I'm going to go Mutas, or I'm going to go Roaches. And that's kind of it.
That first, like, tech tree deviation.
And Aspidistra has not played a game yet today, so this is going to be like maybe a little bit of nerves in there. So
yeah, this is his first game out. He was just casting this last set, so maybe a little bit cold.
Yeah.
Might start a little rough for this first game, and then maybe, you know, heat up for the second 2.
Yeah, and they're both Diamond 3, right?
Yeah, I think they're the exact same spot. Yeah.
All right, so an equal matchup. We're gonna see some. You know, I'd imagine at Diamond 3 you kind of see a variety of different types of skill, right? So you have people who maybe are mechanically solid but strategically not so solid, and then you have the other side of that, which is like strategically solid, mechanically not so solid.
Yeah.
And then you have those rare bunch who are cannon only people like Garrett.
Yeah, the cool guys.
But you know, you have a wide variety of skill of different aspects.
The cheese masters is what I would like to be, you know,
Print
filed
F.
under. Yeah.
Yeah, really that Print F, Combat X style of player. Yeah.
And it's pretty minor, but Ox is going for a heavier gas count.
And he has that fast third, right? So he's got the third hatch. He's not going for roaches. So we have a difference of tech trees at this point, something that's really different. I would imagine, I know Ox doesn't do this all the time, but I would imagine that we're about to see a lot of Lings, a lot of Banelings, and he's going to try and push him real hard. If he doesn't, I feel like, you know, he's just going to get crushed by the roaches that are about to come. But that's really the thing here. I would imagine. Oh no, actually, sorry, I have been
Ox
mistaken.
is the one with the roaches.
Ox is doing roaches. So
Ox got more gas. Ox is getting roaches. Aspidistra with a third base, and now the Baneling nest.
Yeah. So I would expect that Aspidistra is probably going to go hard and heavy, very, very, very fast here.
Okay.
And Ox is probably going to. I would imagine he's going to go hard and heavy, but really it's a matter of when they feel comfortable attacking, right? So if Ox feels comfortable attacking as soon as his roaches pop out, he's in a really good spot, right? Because there's this third that just got down. There's no real Baneling nest out, or there's no real amount of Banelings. There's no real amount of Zerglings. All we have right now is, you know, some roaches and a couple Lings. Now, obviously, Lings are out. So my personal feeling is that Ox is in a really bad spot because the third's already down. He's got the Lings. He's got the Banelings. And in
did
terms
he
of
see those? I don't know if he saw those Banelings morph. Because it was pretty close.
I do think he did see the nest. He definitely saw the nest.
Oh, right. Yeah. I guess that makes the most sense. Okay. So he does know that Banelings are at least on the table.
Yeah. But the main thing is that his third is super late, and there hasn't been any pressure on the side of AUXdaFox. And actually, I don't think that in terms of scouting beyond seeing the Baneling nest, he has no real awareness of the army size. He did see some Zerglings at the third, but he doesn't know anything else. And he's obviously auto-reacting right now, but that's going to cancel his third right here. And I think he's in a bad spot. But let's see how we can get out of this.
Yeah, he's got the wall. How many roaches does he have right now? He's got 6 roaches out, so not too many. Do you think Aspidistra gonna like try to Baneling bust this, or just try to keep him contained and maybe keep his third base going? Because I mean, he should have the economic lead if this game goes too long.
Yeah, I think OXdaFox's best bet is to throw down a Nidus and try and just kill him. I think that's his best bet. This is a little bit unfortunate for Aspidistra because he had a really solid play there, but then I don't think he knew he was underneath the Overlord. And Ox knew what was going on.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't even notice the Overlord. I was gonna say that was like a really good timing for Ox to actually move out while those lings were changing into Banelings. But yeah, it was totally just because of this Overlord.
Yeah. So in terms of upgrades, I mean, I think OXdaFox might have 1-0 or maybe 1-1 at this point. At least it's on the way. And then I think Aspidistra, I would expect to see +1 already out.
Yeah, I don't think he does. Ox is the only one with an upgrade.
That's a little bit surprising. So once 1-1 gets done for Ox, he might be able to just walk through Aspidistra at this point. Because as we said earlier, Aspidistra did take that faster third, but hasn't really utilized it. He's put the money in, but hasn't gotten the return on it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty much just had it for Larva. He has, what, 4 workers on there, and his natural's not even fully saturated, so not really getting like the mining out of the third base as you'd expect.
Right, so he went for this really link-heavy style without, the power of that +1 upgrade. So I'd imagine, actually, I'm taking back what I said. I think Aspidistra's in a bad spot now. But I mean, there's a lot of good little mechanical things kind of going on here, and a lot of little strategical things. So you'll see, Aspidistra is trying to keep that third out. So he's got links running inside, on different angles, and trying to keep awareness of kind of what's going on OXdaFox's side. Which I think is really cool. I mean, for a Diamond 3 player, I think that's actually really nice. Definitely keeps his head in the game, definitely keeps his opponent on his toes.
Gonna take out some lings. Yeah, they can't fight that.
I think those are +1 attack roaches, not +1 armor yet. I can't quite tell.
I'll check the double. Yeah.
Okay, so +1 attack, not +1 armor. So those are going to do a tremendous amount of damage to these lings. And if he gets on the creep here, it's going to be pretty deadly. I don't think, because mutas, I mean, he does have a Spire, but I don't think mutas are, yeah, the mutas can't be out yet. We should have a pretty big push coming in here for OXdaFox.
He's got some Ravagers.
I don't think those are going to be too dangerous. As long as he dodges the Biles, I think we'll be good. But it doesn't seem to be. But I think the +1 attack is going to be a huge... Oh, that's a mistake, absolutely. He should have kept pushing there. He definitely has the +1 attack. He doesn't realize how ahead he is at this point. So he's going to be pressuring in here. A lot of damage coming out. And oh, he's even pulling the drones. So I think this may be game, but he's afraid, and I'm not sure what he's afraid of. But if he can do a remax here, or not even a remax, but just a little bit of a...
oh, that could be a big battle. Okay.
Yeah, he's dodging the bios pretty well, but that +1 is helping him tremendously. And now he's got to back off. Hopefully behind that he was macroing, but you can see with Aspidistra holding and with taking that third, he's got a tremendous worker advantage. He's put himself into a really good spot this game. And as long as he can hold, as long as he can close this out, he'll take this game I think pretty easily.
Yeah, he's had the economic advantage the entire time. So even with these total resources lost being a fair amount greater than Ox's, he's just been on 3 bases for so long, and the larva and the mineral patches available to him, I feel like, yeah, he's just going to be able to maintain this.
Now they're both floating a fair amount of money. I mean, gas is obviously tight for both of them. I would imagine that with the mutas that are about to come out, Aspidistra's about to take a pretty heavy lead, but we'll see these mutas where they're going. They're gonna so he shows them, which is I think is a little bit of a mistake. So Ox should know about them. I'm not positive he does. I don't know if he saw it. He should see the single muta
no like
there.
spores or anything are starting in the base.
Yep. So he's gonna pressure in here, which is maybe a little bit of a mistake because he sees the mutas out. He doesn't know anything about army size. He moves into Aspidistra's army, and I think this is probably GG. The mutas are out.
Committed really hard into that. And now they're just going to start getting picked away. A lot of these roaches on very low health.
And you can see OXdaFox panic throwing down the Hydralisk Den. So I think he's got a little bit of lack of scouting here, but we'll see if he can pull through. It's going to be pretty tight for him. And realistically, I think this is probably GG for OSLfox.
He's going to try to do kind of flood of lings because it's a little bit annoying to try to kill those with the air units, with the mutas. But I don't think these are going to get much done. I mean, roaches take out most of them on their way out.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like a last-ditch effort to hopefully distract him so he can get his hydras up.
Do like counter damage or something to like pull him back, but
yeah, I just don't think it's going to work out here too well. Now, he did get a lot of the Ravagers. He did do a good job there, you know, picking them off. If he can hold here, because there aren't a tremendous flock of mutas, it's like 3, I think. He could potentially defend this, but even with defending this, Aspidistra has the ability to just remax fairly easily.
And Ox has never been able to use that third base. He's pretty much been contained on 2 this entire game. So, especially in the while we get later on in the game, those mineral patches are going to start dwindling down, and yeah, there's not going to be too much that OSLfox is going to be able to do.
Those Hydras, though, doing a tremendous amount of damage to the DPS on Hydras is insane. So
health not so. Oh, actually,
he'll manage to hold this because Hydras are very strong units. But I think Aspidistra is just in a really good spot here. He definitely has the advantage. He's got the economic advantage. He has spent all of his money, which is very good because he's got that army supply advantage now. So hopefully we can see a little bit of a defense here from Aspidistra, and then OSLfox will be able to kind of pressure into that. But it's a little bit hard to tell one way or the other at this point. It feels like Ox should be pressuring. Like, these rocks aren't going to do him any good. But I think it's a little bit of fear at this point. I think he's afraid of pressuring. I think he kind of has a feeling of how the game's going. But a nice little side attack here, going on another angle from these lings. It should be able to take out or pull OSLfox back, which is going to be a great thing for Aspidistra. He's going to be, you know, sitting back defending, and he has this little double prong attack in the back, just trying to pull OSLfox away and buy him some time to build up an even larger army. He's already up 70 supply, but you know, every little bit helps.
Just finish that queen. There we go. Yeah, luckily for OSLfox, Aspidistra was not able to reset this hatchery once again, but now he's sending in pretty much the he's thinking about it. Yeah,
he definitely has vision. I think he has an Overlord, just gave him enough to see what's going on. So he kind of knows what's going on. He's got a second attack going. He's got the second double prong, which he keeps accidentally pulling back. I think it's just a hotkey problem.
Oh, like an all-army hotkey.
Yeah. But the idea was there.
And OSLfox is taking out these Overlords. Actually does get Aspidistra supply block, but his supply is so far ahead of OSLfox, it's not going to matter probably.
Yeah. As Todd would say, look at the supply. So, you know, obviously, big gap. We should see a tremendous kind of concave up here where Aspidistra just gets ahead. But he keeps moving his army back a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that's another hotkey problem. But we should just see him crush through here, and then a move into OSLfox's base.
Yeah, I mean, 108 army to 48 is pretty rough, especially for Zerg, who like. I mean, obviously they have higher tech units, but a lot of the time I feel like it's almost a numbers game in his EVZ, and the numbers are heavily in Aspidistra's favor.
You know, that makes me think about Hunger Games. It very much feels like the numbers are in his favor.
The odds.
Yeah, the odds. The odds are definitely favorable for our red Zerg Aspidistra.
Yeah, I mean, and like I was saying before, with like the mineral patches eventually gonna be dwindling out, Ox almost has just like no economy.
And I think that's a generic mistake that kind of happens at this level of play. Being able to manage resources while trying to manage an army is difficult for everyone, but especially when your opponent is kind of at your caliber of play and you're moving back and forth, it becomes definitely difficult. But there we see game one. Aspidistra winning that ZVZ.
He takes it. Pretty close match, 14 minutes. Fairly back and forth. I know a few times, you know, you kind of said, I kind of feel like this is in, you know, Ox's favor for a little bit. And then, like, a minute later, it'd be like, actually, Aspidistra looks like he might be able to take this one. So, yeah, definitely pretty back and forth. We're going to see this next game is going to be on Kairos. We'll see if Ox has anything to say about it. We could maybe see like an early pool or something. Aspidistra did go. I mean, they both went pretty greedy with their openings, and then I think Aspidistra went. He didn't go straight for a third hatch, but he got his third hatch pretty early on.
Yeah, and that definitely worked out for him.
Yeah, but if Ox can maybe put on some more like early on pressure or something, maybe we could see a different kind of game. Maybe get him, because I feel like AUXdaFox was pretty much contained on 2 bases that pretty much entire game.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I would want to see there out of AUXdaFox is entirely just scouting.
Yeah.
Because, he went for that 2-base pressure, but didn't realize the weaknesses of his opponent. So here we are, back into game number 2, ZVZ, Aspidistra versus AUXdaFox. Garrett, take it away.
In the bottom right, playing the blue Zerg. Down 0-1. Ooh. I just want to make it so it looks... There we go. Down 0-1. We got AUXdaFox. Going to try to make something happen this game.
Mm-hmm. And in the top left, our 1-0 Zerg, Aspidistra.
All right, let's see if they start the exact same again. It's looking... Well, I guess it's pretty early to tell, but...
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything terribly cheesy. I'm not seeing any, 12 pools, nothing like that.
All right, going to the hatch.
Going for the hatch. Each of them taking their base. Looks pretty normal for a ZVZ. We're not seeing anything crazy cheesy yet. I have seen in the past people try to do proxy hatches. So they'll pull all their drones. They'll proxy hatch and get like 6 Zerglings. I've seen that before. It's nasty. I don't think that's what this is.
I also like... was it might have been Beast and Shen that did it to Lingboy, but where you try to build a spine crawler like right there, and it's literally like right outside because the hatch gives a little bit more creep than it does vision, so it's literally like right there. And he did that against Lingboy, and I think it actually worked against Lingboy. Like Lingboy just noticed it as they were finishing up, which was a little bit too late. So he had like a few Lings, I think maybe a few workers to try to fight, and then some spine crawlers. So yeah, very interesting strats, but yeah, like we said, not looking like that's happening this game. Looks pretty normal.
And I mean, both of them have the same amount of gas. I will say Aspidistra's pool timing is slightly ahead, which you can tell in the worker count. It's just barely different. AUXdaFox is up 2 drones, whereas Aspidistra is behind 2 drones. Well, that's, I think, the only major difference at this point. I would expect both of them to take their Ling speeds, but we'll see if they do or don't. I'd imagine they both will.
All right,
they both absolutely do. Nothing crazy, not like we're seeing, skipping speed, going right into roaches and then just A-moving, nothing like that. No tunnel visions out of these guys. They're both playing fairly standard. Aspidistra is going to that 3rd patch again.
And it lines up with his Overlord actually getting to AUXdaFox's 3rd patch, so... Kind of nice to see exactly where his opponent is in terms of like bases.
Yep. See, absolutely has a good feeling about this game in terms of what's going on. On the other side of that, if we look at AUXdaFox's Overlord, you can see it's outside the 2nd base. I don't think he never saw the 3rd. So in terms of just raw scouting, we definitely see a difference in the skill gap between Aspidistra scouting and AUXdaFox's scouting.
Yeah. Very plain when you see it like back and forth.
Going for that Baneling Nest. It's kind of the same build as last game. Nothing terribly different. And the main thing is I don't think AUXdaFox ever took that Roach Warren this time. He's going for that 3rd. He's playing a more macro-oriented style.
And now throwing on that Baneling Nest as well. Yep.
Yeah. But everything, it just in terms of how it just feels slightly slower than Aspidistra's build. And we're going to see a little bit of pressure here out of Aspidistra. I think he's going to try to do that same exact thing where he tries to pressure out that 3rd, tries to get rid of it so that he knows he's in a really good economic advantage.
I think, let me check the units real quick, but I think he's outlinged him. Yeah, outlinging him pretty hard, actually.
Yep, and he's got those Banelings up. I mean, this timing is crisp, right? So he's there, the Baneling Nest finished. He's got the Banelings now.
He sent like 2 Lings to kind of delay AUXdaFox actually being able to come in, giving his Banelings a little bit more time to finish up.
And this is absolutely a really crisp build out of Aspidistra. I mean, he's in a really good spot. He's got Banelings that, I mean, they both have Banelings now. Let's see what happens. Is he going to get his Banelings in before AUXdaFox's do? He does. An absolute, I mean, it's a little bit murderous here. There's going to be Lings in the base.
Yeah, I think
the drones are going to be
a much faster game this time.
Yeah, those drones are real upset. They're getting whacked at.
He's got
They're
one
not
queen with
happy.
5 health, but that's about it. It looks like Ox will eventually clean this up.
I mean, the one
But-
major difference, and I haven't pointed this out yet, is that Aspidistra's worker count is still lower. He did go for that pressure style, so I mean, if OXdaFox can hold here, he's in a really, really good spot. Granted, he did lose his third, but he's still in a good spot. But it depends on how much damage he takes at this point.
Yeah. Okay, he's got some links out. He might be able to hold this, but yeah, it's not looking great. And Aspidistra obviously is not going to be saturating his third yet, but
Yeah, I mean, I think he can hold here. Honestly, I think he can hold as long as he holds these.
Oh,
Oh,
that honestly might have
that is the game.
been. Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. That's just a matter of looking away for just a half a second.
Right
and
as you
all of a sudden,
say it.
all of a sudden your base is just gone. But those were some sneaky banelings. They happened to be behind the line, and there we go. Aspidistra taking game 2 in a really precise, fast fashion.
Yeah. And Ox almost able to claw back up, but yeah, those 2 banelings. I think they were like morphing while Ox was leaving, so maybe he didn't see them, but
Yeah.
those did a tremendous amount of damage to his army.